Look at that beast. Blimey. Look at that thing. How clean is that? How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. It's Thursday today. So if you guys have watched the update for the new site, this is about an hour after that. So I've been home, so I've had a shower, had a shave, and now I've jumped back into the car, left the van at home. I'm now in the E60 520D, and I thought it's $549, and the auction, freighting auction that we went to with the Qashqai, the auction actually starts at 5:30, so it started 20 minutes ago and it's half an hour away. It's not ideal. What also isn't ideal, exactly the same as the last time, I haven't had time to look at the catalogues to see what's going through. I mean, I couldn't even find any work clothes when I got out of the bath. I haven't had time to do a lot of stuff. So I haven't had a look at the catalogues again, and that is because, so I usually leave it to look at the catalogues until Wednesday night, because then any late entries have sort of get updated on the system. So I put the girls to bed last night. Usually I'll have a look just after that, and the website was down. It didn't work. I kept loading up, the website was down, so I didn't get a chance today, obviously. But that's not the worst thing in the world, because all I need, again, it's the advantage of having a tiny little business. All I need is one car, just one car. I'd like a cheap car. Cheap cars don't really exist anymore, but I would like a sub £2,000 car, like a Focus again, maybe a hatchback, a Civic or something like that. I would like a cheaper car, because I haven't really got anything cheap at the moment. That's what I would like, but we'll go and have a look and we'll see if there's anything about. If we go home empty-handed, then I haven't really lost anything other than a couple of hours. So we'll go and have a look and see what's about. So I'll see you there in a bit. Well, we made it. Everyone's vans and transporters all lined up. Let's go get booked in. Oh, the auction's way started. They're all going through. Look at the catalogue. Blimey, Big Motor and World. 219 cars from Big Motor and World. That's a lot of cars. Look at it all going on. Look. 4 lanes hustling and bustling. We're just going to go and see what we can find. Right guys, I've got to apologise now, my microphone's just gone flat. I thought I was doing really well. Brought my microphone with me. Now it's gone flat. I'll tell you what, there is an advantage to getting here late. I mean, there isn't that many people walking around because they're all down there at the halls. Oh, the back door. That's a shame. They're good little cars, these Suzuki SX4s. Oh dear. It's a bit naughty. It's a shame because it's a nice colour. Removable tow bar on an SX4. I wonder what that's been towing. Euro Camp. Oh, I reckon that's been towing a caravan. What sort of plug has that got on? 7-pin. Might have been a little trailer. Oh, missing that trim, haven't you? Right, 4 owners, 86. Last serviced at 2016. Engine oil level above 1028. Oh, 1028, it's already been gone. That serves me right for being late, doesn't it? Oh, I'm a bit gutted about that Suzuki. I like them little SX4s. Serves me right for being late. so gutted my microphone has gone quiet. I hope the sound isn't too bad, guys. It's going to be a bit windy, so that's just on my phone again. I will get better. Note to self, improve the footage quality. God, there is a lot of rough cars here today. Look at that beast. Blimey. Look at that thing. How clean is that? Well, on the outside anyway. Oh. Wow, it smells like that smells like an old car. That's what that smells like. How many miles has that done? 67,000 miles, 2 owners. There'll be a home for that. But at least that's a nice evening. Makes it a lot better than walking around in the winter time when it's nice and sunny. KA. Oh, do you know what? I've actually got a KA coming in at the weekend. How many miles has that done? 107, 3 owners, 9 services. Last serviced at 77. Oof, that's going to need a timing belt and a water pump. Goodyear Eagle F1s. Brakes. Discs are alright, I'll have to have a look at the pads in a minute. Dents, scratches. It's fairly normal. It's got Avons on the back. They're good, but a little bit cracked. How old are they? 19. That's handy. He's just left us the key. Let's start this up. Well, yeah, buddy. Oh, it's original. You just know it hasn't had a timing belt on it. Oh, this is too much of a rush.
Right, T1 DIS, this one, ladies and gentlemen. 4 miles on your shoulder, this one, ladies and gentlemen. Bit me away on this, this is cheap. Got 2 downs in the start, mate. I think that's cheap at £2 grand, come on. £2,000, but I've got £2,000, but £2,000, but £2,000, but a 1, but a 1, but a 2, 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 2, but a 2, but a 3, 2, 3, but a 3, but a 3, but it goes there. I'll take a 50 if you want a 50. That 2, 3, that 2, 3, but a 2, 3, but a 2, 3, but it goes, you win. 54. You want a 50, 2, 4, 2, 4, but a 4, but it goes there, that 2, 4, but it goes there, when you weigh it 2, 4, you win 50, 2, 4, 50 in the hole, 2, 4, but a 5, 2, 5, but a 5, but it goes on the net, 2, 5, but a 5, but it goes.
Well, we're back searching, guys. I didn't buy that Tiguan, and I'll tell you why I didn't buy that Tiguan in a minute. Oh, 96,000 miles on that 1.2. That's a lot of miles on that little 1.2. I didn't buy that Tiguan for lots of reasons, which I'll tell you what, I'll tell you that on the way home. I just want to have a little, it's getting late now. The auction's nearly finished. And I'm not desperate for stock this time. I'm not. And this is where you can end up buying something that you don't need to buy, because you think, well, I'm here now. 123 owners, no history. I bet that has got some history. It's questionable what if that was an auto. Sport macros. If that was an auto, I might look into that. Yeah, so I'm not desperate for stock, and then you end up getting to the position where you think, right, do I go home empty-handed because I've got plenty to be getting on with for at least another week solid, and the rest with the new site, obviously, or do I have a little look around and see what else is here? Because I don't want anything. You can see me walking past all these cars. I don't really do French cars. I definitely don't do Vauxhall Insignias, and I definitely don't do Vauxhall Corsas. Blimey, there's a Vauxhall Corsa, Honda Jazz. They're good little cars, they are. 92,000 miles on a mini petrol, 7 owners. Is that a good looking little car? I mean, it's red. Oh, it's just got a sunroof. It's red, that definitely goes against it. It's got Manheim plates, so I reckon that probably had a private plate on it. Grade 5, 2 owners, no history, front headlight bulb, LED not illuminating. 111, 1 key, that's a shame. 111 isn't the end of the world if this thing's got history. Yeah, alright, it could have a rattly timing chain at 111, but it also could not start rattling until 180,000 miles. Oh, it's had a lot of paint on this car. But it is 14 years old. Quarter panel's definitely been painted. It's not the nicest jobs. I could make that better, but it's not the nicest of jobs. This whole side's been painted. It's got snow tracks on it. It's got new rear discs by the looks of things. So it's a free... Do you know what? I almost wonder if... I mean, in red, it's more of a girl's car, I think. I think this is more of a girl's car than a guy's car, personally. See, some of that will mop off and the rest you would just touch up. I wish it was an auto. It's got leather. The leather's not actually that bad. It's got some bird poo marks, which... I mean, this would shine up lovely, this car. Full ways. It's questionable about the history. Front brakes are good. That'd be a touch up too. It's a cheap car. Stop worrying, Kev. Rear brakes have just been replaced. Rear tyres. God, I bet they're noisy. They ain't no Michelins. Let me have a quick look at the MOT history on this car. Right, so I've just checked the MOT history on there, and there is nothing that is out of the ordinary for a car that is this old. I've also just quickly HPI'd it, and it's had the same owner since 2013, and it's only a 2-owner car, which for a 3-door diesel 1 Series, that's low, really low. The rear discs are pretty much new, so it's been looked after. Not only that, it's a cheeky little bit here for you. It's got new Bosch wipers as well, so it's clearly been looked after. Has it got a service book in there? That is the question. It's got a little microphone up there. Look, you see on the top of the A-pillar? I reckon that might have had a hands-free phone kit or something stuck in it, because it definitely won't have Bluetooth. It's not going to be expensive, this car, but I mean it's also not a lovely car. It's not. Everything's been painted on it, but it's old. Oh, who knows? Rear diff's dry. Tyres are alright. It's alright, this car. I'm now in the dilemma of thinking, I'm here, I've come all this way, which admittedly ain't that far, but that's what I'm sort of saying to myself. This car is here, it isn't massively expensive, and if I don't buy a car tonight, then I might as well have stayed at home and seen my kids and my missus, you know. It's that's what sort of starts going through your head. So I'm talking myself into buying this car, if I can find some history for it. See, how did I manage to go past this? A Ford Fusion with Michelin Energies all round on an 09. 1.6, done 90, 3 owners, 11 services. You know that's a brilliant little engine, that 1.6 Z-Tech. Coolant level below minimum. Probably got a thermostat housing gasket leaking. Now I know this isn't my normal clientele. Look at the leather. Was it a gear? Z-Tech with leather. Oh, that door's been painted rather bad. Look at the Michelins. Do you know what? This is probably a really good little car. I'm just not excited about it, but I probably should be.
9 minute once. 9 minute tries doing the better with the third gas, then it sells at 9.50 and 22.09. It is the 118 diesel small. This one, bit away, 20 bring out 21. What a short check. Oh, look at that. It's got a roof as well. Bit away. What do we see this one? 7 it goes, 8. 8 it goes there, but 800. 800, but 800, but 800, but 800, but it goes 9. 9 is there. You in? 15,000. 1,000 it goes 15, 1,000 50, 1,000 50 goes down, but 1,000 50, 11, 8, 11, 11, 50, 11, 50, 11, 50, 12, 12 it goes, 1,250, 1250 to 1, 50 to 1, 50, 75, 12, 75, 13, 13 but it goes, you in, 25, 15, 13, 15, 13, 75, 13, 75, 14, 14, so 14 once, 14, 25, 14, 25, 15, 14, 15, 14, 75, 15, 15 to 15, 25, 15, 25, 15, 50, 15, 50, 75. Yes or no? 16, 25, 15, 16, 50, 16, 50, 75, 16, 75, 17, 17 bit, 70 bit, 25, 17, 25, but it goes once, twice, third, final, 50, 70, 50, 75, 17, 75, 18, 25, 15, 18, 75, 18, 75, 19, 25, 1925, once, twice, 50, 1950, 75, 1975, and it goes down, 2,000, 25, 2 and 25, 50, 2 and 50, 75, 1, 25, 21, 25, you in or out, 21, 50, 21, 75, I don't know, 21, 75, you in or out, 2, 2, 2, 2, but it goes in, 25, 2, 2, 25, 50, you in? 2250, once, twice, 2250. Should know what's that. Next we go, look at 210 now, right, look at that. Yes, look at Z10. Category C challenge.
Well, guys, I don't exactly know what happened there. In fact, let's get in here before I keep talking. Oh, I've dropped all my paperwork. Hold on. Right, so I've just pulled the 1 Series out. I'll park it up there and I'll come and get it tomorrow because I'm by myself again, so I can't get it home. So I've got my other little mic on now. That one went flat. Sorry about that. So, so here's what happened there, right? Because that shouldn't have happened, especially after I didn't buy the Tiguan because it made too much money, and I didn't buy the Tiguan because the figures just didn't line up on that car. They didn't. So the Tiguan sold for 2.5 grand, and it booked at 2.5 grand. The problem with that particular car is it hadn't been serviced for a long while. You know full well that that would be a due a cam belt. They're always due a cam belt and water pump. They're every 5 years. No one does them. They're always due. Most of the time, that's why people trade them in. But that particular car, so at 2.5 grand, that's £2,900 with fees straight away before you've even got in the car. It needed a timing belt, a water pump. That's an assumption, yes, but let's go to the assumption that it did. So you can chuck another £300 or £400 at that straight away. It needed new rear tyres because they were all cracked. It needed new rear discs because they were all scored, and there was an advisory on the MOT about it. The aircon didn't work, which in best case scenario, that's 50 quid for a regas, but we all know it's not going to be a regas. It's probably a condenser because of the age of the car. That's before I even sat in that car, and that was a 3995 car. So we're pretty much at 3.5 grand before you've even got in it and worked out what else was wrong with it, before you've touched any of the scratches or the dents or the... That was a non-starter. Now the BMW that I just bought, the trade price on that car was £1,600. And he started at a 700, and I was getting well excited about that, as you can probably imagine. And the problem with a car auction is it only takes one other person. Now, that's a grade 5 car, which was a harsh grade. It's way better, it's way nicer than a grade 5. However, the internet people didn't know that, so no one on the internet bid for that car. The problem is, at around about the £1,300 mark, one other guy started bidding, and it just so happens to be the other guy that bid on the E90 that I bought as well. And I knew he was bidding, he was behind me, I knew he was bidding. The problem with that then became, I knew I shouldn't have bought that car. At £1,600 with no history, not knowing anything about that car, I should have pulled out and I should have stopped bidding. And I didn't. And I'll tell you why I didn't. After everything that I was talking about, when you've had, I mean, I've had a busy day today, but when you've had a bit of a day like me, and then you go to a car auction and you haven't had any food, and I mean, for me, my kids are at home and I haven't put them to bed, or I haven't seen them since they got home, you start thinking, I need to make the fact that I'm here worthwhile, and I'm not going home without a car. And a lot of people think that. And it wasn't a massively expensive car. If it was a more expensive car, I wouldn't have bought it. But the reality is that cars now, sub £5,000, good cars, are very hard to find. So I just kept bidding. And I kept bidding. And he kept bidding. And I started thinking, right, that's got no history, that car. But they might have got it wrong. And when you go and get the logbook for it, and when you pay for it, it might have the owner's manual in there and a spare key and a nice fully stamped service book, and life will be gravy, and you'll put that car up for $3,995 and it still looks cheap and everything will be mega. That's not the case. I've paid for it, I've got a logbook, and that is it. I didn't get a spare key, I didn't get an MOT certificate, I didn't get nothing. So now all I can say is this is a very good guide of how not to be at a car auction. Not at all. I had someone ask me a question, can't remember who it was, but someone commented on the last auction video saying, have you found yourself buying different cars to make content? No. I make a living selling cars. That's how I make my living. I've only just started this YouTube channel, and I didn't do it to make a living out of YouTube. I don't know why I bought that car. I genuinely don't know why I bought that car. So all I am now hoping is, see, I've already heard a little bit of a blow from the exhaust, and it got an advisory on the flexi pipe on the exhaust. Now all I'm hoping is I can turn that round real quick. I hope there's nothing wrong with it, and it's a nice car. I'll give it an oil and filter, and I'll give it an MOT, and I will clean it and I'll prep it. Just hope there's nothing wrong with it. What I will also do is, because it's had the same owner since 2013, I'm going to write them a handwritten letter, send it to them with my phone number on it, and see if they get back to me and let me know where the car's been looked after. Because I can go on the MOTs and I can check that, but sometimes they'll get back to you. So for now, if it's the end of this one, and then we'll do the journey on the 1 Series, I don't know. But for now, this has been a mega way of how not to go to a car auction. Do you know what I should have bought? Should have bought the little Ford Fusion. I bet that was like a Swiss watch, that car. The problem is it had advisories on the MOT for corrosion, brake pipes were all rusty and that. I don't want the hassle. I don't want to be welding a car up. Ugh. So this has got to be a good way of how not to go to a car auction and what not to buy. Because I should have bought that car for about £1,500 plus fees, and I ended up buying it for £2,250 plus fees. £2,600 that car owes me, and I haven't even driven it home. So whatever happens, thanks for watching this one. It's nearly dark now. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. I'll see you later.